Dirty trucking, dirty trucking. It's 2:15. I'm finna try to get started. I ain't gonna get the rent money. And what they're doing here, Hertz has already set me up to not be able to get the rent money because they're finna try to take $359 from me. See, what they're doing here is illegal, and I need to sue them for it. You've been stealing money from me from my Huntington bank account, even after the account was overdrawn. You still sent money over there when you had a new debit card on file to charge the car. And you were getting your money from the new account. But you were posting transaction amounts to the old account, even after it was overdrawn. That's the first problem. The second problem is that Hertz claim they don't charge any cents on their amount. It's always an even dollar amount. There's never any cents. And I started seeing this cents amount when I was complaining about the money being stolen out of my Huntington bank account. I said, they don't charge any cents. And I actually called the vehicle extension department. They don't charge any cents on the amount. It's always a whole dollar amount. That was out their mouth, their customer service rep mouth. And their phone call should be recorded. So I started seeing transactions saying $290.54 or something with some change on the amount on the end. I'm like, what is this? They didn't charge me that. They charged me an even amount. Why is it my bank, even now, the payment I just made, my bank shows $290.54. They told me they don't charge any cents. I know they don't charge any cents. They've never charged any cents until this here deceptive billing and this excessive billing and the money stuff started. So that's one problem going on here. How did you tell me we're finna charge you $290 to your card, but $290.54 end up coming out the account? Or we finna charge you $291 and then $291.54 come out the account. And I'm finna make this very clear that if somebody from their company been watching my videos and watching what I'm saying happening here, and so when it happens again, and if I call to complain about it, they already have a story. So they're watching the videos. That I have determined. Somebody from this company is watching the videos, or whoever it is involved with the stealing and the stealing of money through this rental car service is watching my videos. I have determined that. You are definitely watching the videos. And I'm finna tell you, you're about to get caught. Because they've been watching my bank account. They've been watching how these payments come out. And there's no way they should have been sending a bill or invoice from a collection agency talking about I owe $359. From what? I never had a payment amount of $359. Where'd you get that from? And it's from Wilmington, Delaware. See, the illegal part is that you sent it to collections already. And you didn't send me the invoice claiming I owe. Because you know I make videos about anything and everything that hinders me or interferes with me, my money, or taking my money. So if I don't have no video about the invoice, you didn't send it. You didn't send it. You didn't send an invoice saying I owe $359. I don't owe you $359. But you sent a collection agency letter to my house claiming I owed you $359. And they've been watching the videos. So I know what they about to do now. I told you this is what they about to do. Because when it happened the last time, I said 3 weeks with no money coming in. Because you sent an invoice. No, you didn't send the invoice. You sent me to the collection agency claiming I owed $140. And I didn't know anything about it. Nothing. And until months later, and I ended up calling the collection agency. Then I had to call the do not rent department. Then you want to finally send me an email of the invoice detailing why I owe this money. That's what they did with the first one, when they did it the first time. Then you added $83 on there that you shouldn't have added. And you generated an invoice, changed the date on the invoice, and then you tried to take this money out my account. I think they had tried to take this money out my account, and I disputed it. And I found out that they said they had sent the invoice to a previous address. They said it went to my Alden Towers address. I said, how did you send the invoice to Alden Towers? I didn't come in there and rent these cars with Alden Towers address. I've been in this apartment building, and I've been living in this apartment building for probably a year before I even started doing Uber. So why would I come in there and give you an Alden Towers address? That's the lie to cover up the explanation of why they didn't send me the invoice. So they've done it again. I've gotten an invoice out the mail from a collection agency. And I don't have no invoice from Hertz detailing why I'm being charged this money. So they're doing it again. So this is what they're doing. Uber and Hertz and somebody at this company or affiliated with this company or stealing through this company, one of those scenarios is correct, is trying to get me evicted. And you are attempting to steal $359 from me. Because today is Wednesday. If I don't get an email telling me be prepared for your extension on Friday, what they're going to do, I'm going to call Friday because they ain't going to be able to get the money. And then they're going to tell me I'm on a do not rent list. But see, if I'm on that list and that's your process, you should have been notified me before Friday. They wait till last minute after their office is closed and they don't tell nobody nothing. Then you end up calling after you find out it didn't extend, which is after business hours and they're not open on the weekend, and find out that you're on the do not rent list or they done something to your account. And then when they do that, if you end up on a do not rent list, then that's where they get away with charging you for the additional days. It is deceptive billing practices here. It is excessive billing practices here. And it's a motherfucking goddamn scam. I don't owe you $359 because their process is, this is how their process work. I pay on Friday. That Friday amount falls off by the next day. So in that time frame, either that later that day or after midnight, it falls off. But they already got that money because it's paid. It's on hold. I don't see it. They got it. So this is money that I actually paid. Because on Fridays, to extend the rental, you actually have to have the money in the account to pay it. Now listen to me carefully. To pay it. So now, once it's paid, that amount falls off. And it's like held in limbo somewhere. And then about a day or 2 days later, it's usually Saturday, most of the time it's Sunday, the amount that I paid on Friday from last week posts to the account. That's why they keep talking about it's paid. This is last week you paid. But really, you've paid your current week. You just don't see it. They didn't post it to your account. They let you pay it out of your real money. It just ain't posted to your account. So they let that amount falls off until that week ends. And then you pay for the next week. And then that mysterious week that's invisible comes out of your account. That's how they was getting away with the stealing. When I was at Huntington Bank, I would never see the money. The bank said that the money was coming back in the account, but it wasn't coming back in the account. It was being held. Invisible, in whatever, however they called it. It was being held. So that's why when I was complaining about it, I never seen the money come back in my account because the bank kept telling me it fell off. If it fell off, it's supposed to go back in my account. And then you come back and get it. So that's where the theft came in. That's where the stealing came in. It fell off, but it wasn't going back over in the account because they already had the amount. And if I don't have, when that amount comes back in, if I don't have the amount in the account to cover it, it overdraws my account like it does with this new account. So you already have the money. It's just not physically back in my account because it may have gotten spent up. Or maybe I had to use it to cover the rent and I know I spent it up. But either way, you had the money. But now you're posting it to my account and the physical dollars is not there. But either way, it still gets paid. You want to know why? Because that money was already paid with actual dollars in the bank account. So when it comes back in, whether you got the money in there to cover it or not, it ends up overdrawing your account because you actually paid it with money. Now you can go around spending it up or forgot you didn't pay it or whatever. So whatever they want to say I did, it ends up overdrawing my account. That's how I know they got their money. So now time they should be sending me any kind of invoice talking about they didn't get their damn money. Because you a goddamn lie. Because when I have to use it to cover the next rental, because I didn't make enough money or whatever going on with Uber, or I have to use it to get my rent in before they do court fees, I know I spent it. And I know I had to get that money back in the account. But either way, I know when it hits the account, it's going to overdraw the account because that was actual money paid. So, and I'm telling you, these motherfuckers that's stealing is listening to my videos, and they watching my videos to try to cover their ass to explain why you've been stealing this money from me. And there's no explanation for it. Actual money is on payment due date. When it posted from last week, that was actual money that fell off, that they didn't finalize, and you may have spent the money up, but when it hits the account, because it was actual money paid last week Friday, it's going to overdraw your account because they had actually paid the money. You paid the money. You just may have spent the money up. So that's how I know that they were getting their money the whole time, because when it comes back in, if I don't have it, it's going to overdraw my account. And I'm the one going to be inconvenienced because now I can't put any money in my account or use any money until I get that overdraft taken care of. So explain to me why they were telling me, or why you sent an invoice talking about you ain't got $359. Where'd that shit come from? And that location don't even answer the phones anymore. They got their phone rigged where they don't pick up. You got to come in. And if I get the billing department on the phone, they're going to send me some stupid ass message, or you're going to send me the invoice. It's too late to send the invoice. You should have sent the invoice before it ended up in collections. That's where I get to sue you. I get to sue them for that. You sent the invoice to collections prior to notifying me of this balance. And this is a balance that you're stealing. And I want to get their ass in court. And I want to tell this to the judge and let the judge know what they're doing here. I want to get their ass in court. You've been stealing from me, and you are attempting to steal again. Because today is Wednesday. I have not got a notification. Prepare for your weekly extension on Friday. Because you want to know why? Because Friday is going to come. The extension time is going to pass, and I'm going to call to find out why it didn't extend. And they're going to tell me I'm on a do not rent list, return the vehicle, or pay the money you owe. So they have rigged the way they still are stealing from me using this rental car program. This is a deceptive billing practice. It's excessive billing, and they've been stealing from me. There's no way in hell they never got their money at nan time. Ever. Ever. Even when I disputed, they would come back. The bank would tell me, well, they said this is a valid charge. So the bank would credit me the amount while it's being disputed. And then they would turn around and take it back out. And I've told you that. And I put them in videos. So tell me why. Tell me why they claiming they ain't got their money. Even that day, that week that they double charged, it was 2 payments came out. One the same day that I did it, and then one the next day. And then I go in the Huntington Bank. You remember that story? That they said one of them looked like it's not a valid charge and it should fall off. And I had called a billing department. They gave me some code. They said, well, the bank, we don't take codes. It looks like it's not a valid charge. So it should fall off. But I end up 7 days waiting, and they held up my money for 7 days. I was without money for 7 days because they double charged my account. Yeah, how did that happen? They said somebody must have went back in and double charged it. No, you did that shit deliberately. I, the only one, can authorize a charge to my account over the phone. You can't go in there and do it automatically, especially if it's past the date it was actually supposed to have been charged. You have to get that authorization from me. That's how they got caught. And the amount fell off. And everything was fine. Now, you're going to send me an invoice talking about, I believe the date was on there June 25th. June 25th, I owed $359. I think it said June. I'm about to look at the video again. And then say June. Talking about I had the July 8th to pay that amount. June was last month. I'm in this new bank. I know damn well hell you ain't sending me to no collections about an amount from June. And I'm in the new bank. Where's this amount from? Now watch. They're going to watch this video. And they probably going to try to change the date. They're going to probably try to change the date. Because I told you I went on my new bank and tried to scroll back to when I opened the account. It won't even scroll back past June. You got a money theft ring going on here. And you've been stealing from me. And so I guarantee you, I promise you that's what they're doing. They're trying to prevent me from paying my rent. Now, I'm either going to have to pay $359 to keep this rental, and then turn around and pay the $209 for the rental. Now, what you finna do, you taking all the money I would have in my account. You see what they're doing? You're going to make me pay $359 to keep the car. Then I'm going to have to turn around and pay the $290 to keep the car, to extend it for this Friday on. You see what they're doing? Somebody's been monitoring my bank account, and you found a way to take every dollar out of my account because you think it's going to get me evicted. No, it's finna get you sued. That's what's finna happen here. Hope you studied that video, thief, because I'm coming for you, and I'm bringing a judge and a court order for you.